Preservation of the environment, including issues such as ocean pollutants, has a direct impact on psychology. The person-environment relationship is one of reciprocity. In order for the Earth to remain habitable, the behaviors of humanity must change. Additionally, a polluted environment that is running out of precious resources such as water and energy will not provide ideal accommodations for a well-balanced life. In order for humanity to have an ideal quality of life, a quality environment is needed. Ocean pollutants and the effects of mass plastic production have not only threatened marine life, but the health of humanity as well. The gross negligence in preserving the environment is already having a negative impact. However, human cognition affords an array of possible solutions to avoid catastrophe. Scientists have been researching plastic pollution in the oceans since the 70s. However, in 1997, Captain Charles Moore, sailing his catamaran through the North Pacific Gyre on his way home from a race in Hawaii, brought this issue to the surface. Upon entering the North Pacific Gyre, a circulating body of water between Japan and California, he encountered a massive quantity of plastic flotsam, or floating debris. The debris Charles Moore refers to as plastic soup stretches from about 500 nautical miles off the Californian coast along the northern Pacific, past Hawaii, and almost as far as Japan. The estimation of size has varied, but the agreement is that the patch has doubled in size in the last decade. Researchers often state the patch is twice the size of Texas, while others reference the size of the United States as a whole. A popular question asked is, why does the garbage gather in this location? The answer is simple. Circulating currents moving in a clockwise spiral pattern gather debris from various regions, causing this concentration of garbage. Estimates calculate 20% of the garbage comes from vessels at sea and 80% comes from the land. Approximately 80% of the 3.5 million tons of waste currently floating in the ocean is plastic, which is not biodegradable. Plastic pollution in the ocean, according to the UN Environmental Program, is killing 1 million seabirds per year and 100,000 marine mammals. Additionally, plastics break down into smaller pieces of plastic through photodegeneration. These smaller pieces resemble zooplankton and the populous animal plankton that forms the base of the aquatic food chain. Measurements from 1999 research indicate a 6-to-1 ratio of plastic to plankton in parts of the ocean. However, more recently, Charles Moore has verified an increase in ratio from the 6-to-1 ratio to 10-to-1. Hundreds of millions of tiny plastic pellets called nurdles, which is the raw material for the plastic industry, work their way into the sea every year. These pollutants act as chemical sponges attracting man-made chemicals. They then enter the food chain, and there's growing and disturbing proof that we're ingesting plastic toxins constantly, and that even slight doses of these substances can severely disrupt gene activity. Ongoing research is investigating the burden caused to the human body by plastics. Manufacturers produced 15 billion pounds of plastic in 1970. However, estimates suggest production of 120 billion by 2010. Research indicates 3 times more plastic in the oceans within the last 10 years, changing from 320,000 particles to 1 million particles per square kilometer. According to Tony Andrade, a chemist with the Research Triangle Institute, every piece of plastic created in the last 50 years that has gone into the ocean is still there. The statistics of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch are staggering, making this area the largest dump in the world. While attempting to grasp the overall physical size of the garbage patch, what cannot be ignored is the impact the patch has directly to the marine life that lives and feeds in the area, to the rest of the food chain that lives off of that marine life, including humans. The phrase applies that a picture speaks 1,000 words. Just be warned, the upcoming images may be disturbing. Understanding that the impact of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is serious for the health of the marine life feeding in the area and the species in the food chain, including humans, one can easily identify that a solution needs to be found and this mess needs to be cleaned up. Cleanup for the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is going to take a little more than just one change. To clean the area, focus must be placed on stopping the current patch from increasing in size, cleaning up the existing trash, and preventing the oceans from being polluted again. In order to achieve the above, the solution must incorporate different plans, 4 of which being education and awareness, development of more advanced recycling programs and incentives, the development of technology to assist in breaking down non-biodegradable plastics, and the migration towards the use of biodegradable plastics in place of the non-biodegradable plastics currently being used. Most importantly, all of the listed factors must be implemented internationally. This is not a problem a single country can solve. The growing concern and awareness for the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is attributed to a flurry of online videos and media about this ever-growing mess in our oceans. The famous explorer Jacques Cousteau's granddaughter, Alexandra Cousteau, thinks that education and awareness are the most crucial keys in attempting to preserve the oceans. Alexandra and her brother Philippe implement the media to talk about their environmental experiences to attempt to help educate people about how important it is to protect freshwater resources in the ocean. Knowing education and awareness are important in beginning the process of reversing the damage done by the pollutants in the ocean, what can be done? Starting awareness campaigns in elementary schools can help raise awareness in children. These programs can be included in other campaigns such as drug and firearm awareness, poison control, and recycling. Ad campaigns can be established in multiple nations to help bring awareness into the homes of millions. Print campaigns can also be used, including brochures, mailings, newspaper articles, and billboards. The internet is also a powerful and relatively free means of bringing awareness to the world. This can include mass email mailings or videos and websites dedicated to helping people learn about the issue. Other methods to bring awareness to the issue can be found in self-funded actions. On August 28, 2008, 2 men took their first steps on dry ground after 3 months crossing the Pacific Ocean on a raft they made from plastic bottles and a Cessna fuselage. The men made their journey, funded from their own pockets, to bring awareness to ocean debris. In agreement with the proposal of a multifaceted solution, Pascal stated that recycling is one solution, but it's just a small part of the puzzle. MSNBC shares a few stories from the men, including a disturbing story about a fish. The men noted that marine life gathering under the boat and followed them. After watching one fish grow for 5 weeks, the men caught and killed the fish for food. However, upon cutting the fish open, they found that the fish's stomach was filled with plastic. They described it as plastic confetti. With their journey complete, the men now want to visit schools around the island of Oahu and share their stories. The men are also working on a documentary of their journey to help raise awareness.